It's number 20 Arkansas. The game is being Arkansas 2:30 on CBS. And I'm gonna start off by saying I think there's a chance Arkansas can pull off the upset in this game, and I'm gonna go into my reasons why. And the matchup predicted Alabama by 93.2%, and the point spread is 17. But if you go back and watch that Arkansas and Texas A&M game, Arkansas played a really good game. They was had the ball. They was about to score a touchdown, and then Jefferson fumbled the ball, and A&M picked it up, and then passed ball to another guy. They got a touchdown, and then at the end of the game, Arkansas missed a field goal that would have given them the lead very late in the game. So I thought Arkansas was the better team in that game. They just found a way to blow it, and that game was in Texas A&M. Now they're going to come home where they kind of lost some of the expectations off of them. They're still, I think they're ranked number 10, and the Texas A&M now they're ranked number 20. And this team is not without any kind of talent. A lot of us came through the transfer portal. The top three receivers. You got Warren Thompson, came over from Florida State. Jadon Hazelwood, 5-star transfer from Oklahoma. And then Matt Landers. I can't remember off the top of my head the school he came from. It was a small school, but their top receivers are led by transfers. And Hazelwood's the 5-star. And then on the defense side, you got Drew Sanders, has 5.5 sacks this year. Came over from Alabama as a transfer, was a 5-star player out of high school. And this team just loaded with players that get sacked. Jordan Dominic on the defense line, 4.5 sacks. Landon Jackson, 2.5. This team just comes at you. Another Zach Williams, 3 sacks. They got 20 sacks in 4 games. They're averaging 5 sacks a game. That is very impressive for a football team to be able to do that. So I think this defense line can certainly, wreak some havoc. And, Alabama, I think, is still trying to find themselves. I still think they're trying to look for that true number 1 receiver. They had a couple of them kind of step up last game a little bit, like Jermaine Burton, and then Ja'Cory Brooks stepped up. They both had big games, but you need to see that more, continuous production. They're led by Bryce Young, so that's a step in the right direction. He's going to distribute the ball very well. He's not going to make bad choices, and also there's kind of a little kink in the armor for him. Is in Alabama's game against Texas, really their only game where they've actually played anybody meaningful. And if you go back and watch the game, they really struggled in that game. And now they're playing an Arkansas team that is not without some talent. They've if you go by just regular high school recruiting rankings, they're in the 20s. But you start factoring in that 5-star talent coming into the transfer portal, they're a little bit better than I think people give them credit for. And they should be undefeated right now, 4-0, and you're going to get a nice little 17-point spread there. But going back to Alabama, they're still trying to find themselves at a couple of positions. At running back and at receiver. They got Jahmyr Gibbs been kind of the do-it-all running back, and then Jace McClellan had that big game against Vanderbilt. But having a big game against Vanderbilt, having a big game against Arkansas is 2 different things. And I think this might be a chance where you get Alabama a lot of name recognition, and Arkansas is kind of the underdog team that they lost last week. But Arkansas, I think, is very good. KJ Jefferson's a very dynamic quarterback. There was so many times A&M had him on like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and this man was just making big play after big play. He just had that one bad fumble at the 3. And honestly, I think that was just kind of a fluke. Like, that's something that probably won't happen again. And, if this team can duplicate some of that effort from last week and get a little bit of luck, they can certainly take this Alabama team. And I'm going to say they get it under this point spread. And I'm even going to go out on a bigger limb and say they can win the football game at home. You go to last year where they played, it's going to give me just one brief moment to get to it. But, last year they played in Alabama. And this game kind of had the remindings of me of how Florida played Tennessee this year. As you can see, the final score was 42-35. And, if you go back at how the score progressed and look, it was 17-14 Alabama just for half. And they scored that late touchdown to go up by 10 and scored out of the half to go up. And then, Arkansas just still battled back. They never once backed down from Alabama and got it, within 6 in the fourth quarter. And then, they just kind of ran out of gas. But they were still coming. They still 34-28. They traded scores at the end. So I got a lot of respect for this, for this Arkansas team. I think now the game's in Arkansas and the expectations are off, I think they can do something today. So I'm going to make a bold prediction. Arkansas wins the game. And thanks for watching, guys.